Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. It is a rainy Monday to end my week. It's one of those, like you guys know, I'm off on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, so today's my Friday, even though it's Monday, and I have to head down to Jersey. I've got a doctor's appointment tomorrow, a hair appointment, because, take a look. I don't know what we're gonna do. And I don't really ever style it this way currently, but it's really long, and I don't know. We're gonna play with it, find something new on Wednesday. So a couple things to do down in Jersey. Going into the city on Thursday night, and it's just easier for me, or as a driver, easier to drive to Secaucus Park, take the train in, and then figure out where I'm going from there, rather than driving straight in from Connecticut or taking the train all the way in. You probably go like, why wouldn't you just take the train all the way in? I don't know. It's, especially coming back late at night, like it's just faster to get home if my car is close. So getting ready to head down to Jersey, even though this probably would have normally been a week. I tried to stay up here to get some stuff done around the apartment. And of course, it is rainy and cruddy out, and peak traffic hours probably going to make this trip not fun. So got to get moving, but before I could, there was a trailer that came out right as I was heading into work. I saw it pop up, and I was like, why couldn't it have been tomorrow? But that trailer is one that I've certainly been looking forward to, and one that I need to see before I head home. What are we talking about? Why don't you pull up a chair, take a seat? We're getting ready to take a look at the official trailer for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. And if you know this channel, if you know me, you know the Mission Impossible franchise is one of my favorite franchises in the realm of action and in general, just across the board. Like, I love Ethan Hunt and these movies. I love spy thrillers, and to watch how Cruise has just upped the ante when it comes to stunts and what you do. Like, I always say, there's two polar ends to the action movie these days. You got what Keanu and Chad Stahelski are doing over here with John Wick, and on the other end, you got what Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie are doing with the Mission Impossible movies. And as I always say, you can feel however you want to about Tom Cruise, but when it comes to film, making movies you need to see in theaters, he doesn't miss very often. And the team up that he's had with Christopher McQuarrie is one that I've just really enjoyed, because a franchise that used to just be a bunch of one-off impossible missions finally started to have DNA that seemed to cross other than cast members from movie to movie. And the cool thing with Dead Reckoning was it was a film that kind of started to make you feel like this is all leading someplace, and everything that Ethan has done is building to something that's beyond Ethan. And when you're talking about an AI entity that knows so many things and is, moving pieces on this giant chessboard to get whatever it wants, which I still don't think we entirely know. I need to go back and revisit Dead Reckoning sometime soon. But it's one of these things where everything that Ethan has done is starting to kind of play in. And the one thing that we took away from the teaser, and you take away from the one-line synopsis, because the second line in the synopsis is Tom Cruise is Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. But it's that line, our lives are the sum of our choices, right? And Ethan's made lots of choices over the years that have saved the world, but usually are choices that lead to him making sure he's saving his people whenever he can. And obviously we know that doesn't always work out, but those choices have repercussions, and it feels like those repercussions have just gotten larger and larger and larger. And coming off that teaser, this movie really feels like it is a culmination of everything that Ethan has done coming into one place, and trying to, get both sides of this key so that you can either destroy or control this AI, which could theoretically give you the power to just control the entire world. It's one of these where maybe some of that, as well as the kind of convoluted story from the last, like, even racking my brain now trying to think of all the details, like, there was a lot going on in Dead Reckoning, and that may have led to the box office troubles that it had. Coming off of Top Gun, you really would have thought Mission Impossible would have popped a lot more, especially when you see the stunts in that movie and the action sequences. But it came up kind of short. I think it was a little over 550 worldwide, and only like 100 and a little under 200 million like domestically. But the other thing could be that, yes, these movies now feel like they are connected in a way that they weren't previously. And feel however you want to feel about that. It's the thing that I love the most about what McQuarrie and Cruise have been doing. And when you have a franchise as big as this one, and as much as one that I love as this one, I love the idea of everything starting to come back together. So I'm really interested to see what we get with our official trailer. Like I said, it's one of these worlds where the teaser really, I think, was giving you scope and scale, right? Like the scope of everything that Ethan has done. How could that be culminating here? And the scale, I mean, that shot of him in the water, he's tiny in like the middle of the screen, and the rest of it is just like the ocean ain't small, But then the scope and scale of just the stunt work. And the other thing too is like there feels like there's hints of other types of stunt work or action sequences that McQuarrie and Cruise, or just Cruise, has done in general in the franchise. And trying to sync all that up and create something that's new but reminiscent, I also think is kind of cool. So the scope and scale across the board here, whether it's the story, the camera work, the actions, it feels massive. And I'm really excited to see what the official trailer can kind of clue us into in this massive AI entity mystery that, started in the last movie with a foe in Gabriel that we didn't even know was a foe of Ethan's until the last movie. So let's not waste any time. Let's get the trailer up for you. I've got it in front of me, and let's take a look at what we are getting with our official trailer for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. This sequence, I can't
all be true.
wait. It all can be true, Angela.
Every word.
Yeah, tell him, Kittredge. It was a nice bring back last movie as well.
CIA Black Vault break-in.
Oh, they're going over all the files? That Nick Offerman?
In fairness, the bomb was actually meant to kill him.
He gassed a security briefing.
Oh, man. We're going to put everything out there. Be like, this is why we need this guy.
Just 2 months ago.
All right, 2 months has passed since
This
the last
explains
movie.
the
Okay,
handcuffs.
good to know.
It's still not clear why he's here.
Okay, why is he
If
here?
we
He's
want
here to save the
bring
world,
the
duh.
world back from the brink.
Yeah, we're back from the
We
brink.
have to deal with him.
Should he choose to accept?
Ooh, whose blood was dripping off that
People on
hand?
every side are close to panicking.
Anna Waddingham coming into the
What
cast
exactly
too?
is your plan?
Is this how you... I think this is how Gabriel would commune with AI, right? What is that? Oh, man.
Your team has been betrayed, Ethan.
Dude, hand-to-hand's looking real tight.
Everything you are,
Knife.
everything you've done,
Like, see, this is what I mean, like, vibes of the other stunts.
come to this.
Has come to this.
You gave him an aircraft carrier?
Oh, we get some Top Gun vibes, too? Okay.
Our lives are the sum
Run,
of
baby,
our
run.
choices.
There it is.
This is your calling, your destiny. I have no regrets. Neither should you.
I love Ving Rhames. Oh my god, he's on the yellow one? Oh man. Oh man.
I need you to trust me.
One
One
last
last
time. Fire me up. Fire me up. May 23rd. If you've been watching this channel a lot recently, I feel like almost every time I watch a trailer, it's coming for a movie in May. And I'm like, my birthday month is stacked this year. What a fun way it will be to end the month of May with a little Ethan Hunt and Mission Impossible action. Look, I love that it really does feel like they are playing this one close to the chest and not giving us too much, right? Clearly, the where we left everybody 2 months ago has put us in a position where Kittredge feels like he has to reveal all the missions that Ethan and his team have ever done to the general government. And whether that's, bringing him in to go and finish what needs to be done, can't quite tell. I don't remember exactly where Dead Reckoning ended. I don't remember him being arrested. I feel like they had gotten a hold of like one of the keys or the second key So I don't know, but whatever it is, clearly Kittredge is bringing him in, and like you're the one guy, like you gave him an aircraft carrier. Yeah, man, let's let Ethan do some jet things. But clearly, like Ethan is the linchpin, man, right? Like, cut it however you want. You're gonna need Ethan Hunt to do some impossible things to save the world and make sure that this AI entity does not get out or into the hands of someone who can control it. And like that's one of the other things. Again, I need to go back and watch Dead Reckoning because it's been a minute, and there was a lot of things going on where like that entity was doing things on its own, but also working with Gabriel. And the keys are the key to unlocking and getting that source code where you can either destroy this entity or you can take control of this entity. So that's one of those where it's like that's certainly some of the stuff that'll be addressed in the movie. But outside of like teeing up, like, yeah, we need Ethan Hunt. He's done all this crazy stuff. And, Ving Rhames reaffirming, like, life is a sum of choice. Like your life is the sum of your choices. And who you are is the sum of your choices. And, this is your destiny. And I wouldn't for a second take back any of it, right? Like, I'm glad I've been here. Ving's been, with Tom through this whole franchise. I love that relationship so much. And kind of like being the, like, whatever we got to do, we're going to go do it. But just inside of what we are seeing, like I said, I love seeing, like, that shot of where we're getting tons of shots from the old movies, which I love, and seeing like the connections, like the knife, still having the knife, and this bit here where it's like falling, all the different types of falls, running and jumping that he's done, the different types of stunt work, and some of the sequences that we've seen from him, I think are really cool. Also seeing him get into here, I'm not entirely sure what's happening. Again, a little rusty in the brain, but I think this might be how the entity communes with Gabriel. So is this a download of Cruz's brain, or is it an upload of potential information, right? Because we're seeing characters and things that we've seen, and it's so fast, I can't tell where anything is. But clearly, like, it's either ripping through his brain or giving him information of like where things could be going. So again, the whole AI entity element of it and how this plays into however Ethan is going to get out of this one or into more deeper into this one, I think will be interesting to play with. But the scale and scope in general, like, it feels huge, right? Like, the threat itself isn't super defined, right? Like, oh, we're going to try to stop a nuclear bomb. We're going to try to stop that. Like, this entity, I think, could open the floodgates to a whole potential of disasters. But when you're just looking at, like, that we keep opening, and we've seen, like, was it around Christmas or New Year's, where, like, Cruz was like, hey, I just want to check in, say hi, I'm on the plane, here's Chris over here, and then he, like, does a fall off of the plane. And the other one was like him standing on the plane, and you see it like moving. So this plane sequence, I think, is going to be nuts. But you see him attached to the red one here.
Can't all be true.
I also like, this can't all be true. Yes, it can. But like you see, and then I think he's on. Yeah, this bit here. Like then he ends up on the yellow one, and the red one's gone. Like, is he gonna jump between these two planes? Maybe jump from the red to the yellow before the red one crashes. Also, the other thing that I'm digging here too that we're seeing, a lot more really tight hand-to-hand choreography and fight sequences. You get this one here with Cruz. We see it earlier where he takes the knife and causes like the steam that we're seeing here to pop. We're seeing tons of Palm Clemente with guns. And the other one, she's in that room doing that little somersault,
Compromise.
where like she's clearly taken out about 6 dudes, so that's probably gonna be real tight. It looks. And then this, I love like all the things that all the places he's run and jumped to.
You gave him an aircraft carrier?
I get.
Our lives are the sum of our choices.
Just seeing them run, man.
This was your calling. Your
But, you know,
destiny.
2 months have passed.
I have no regrets. Neither should you.
Like, that's nuts looking. But yeah, I mean, a lot of, like, there's a lot of different action sequences that we're seeing in this trailer, and I would expect them all to be top end. So, yes, am I still kind of a little bit confused coming off of Dead Reckoning, especially not having watched it recently, and like where we could be going? Sure. But I also don't think that while we're seeing lots of things, the trailer's giving us a ton to try to figure this out. And I like keeping it kind of hidden. You know, give us the flavors, give us the, you know, this is why we need to go to the movies to see this one, but let's not give away the mysteries or the things, right? I think some of the other stuff coming from the first one that could make certain things confusing or not entirely clear is that we still have another half of a movie to watch, and hopefully it all connects everything in a way that like is super satisfying. And if this is a conclusion, whether it's a conclusion for the franchise, for Cruise, for McQuarrie, for just the story that they've been building to, I mean, I would have to think like Tom Cruise is gonna do these types of movies and this type of stunt work till he physically can't anymore, because he's just that kind of person. But like if this movie somehow rebounds a lot stronger than part one and pushes $1 billion, you'd have to imagine that Paramount's gonna be like, Tom, Chris, can you give us more? So whatever the culmination is, I just hope that like it all comes together in a way where we walk out of the theater going, I am blown away by what I've seen, and this entry is right up there with some of the best. That's the hope. But yeah, I mean, whether it's scope, scale, size, I mean, just look at the size of that explosion. You know, the how it ties into Ethan's overall story, and like think like that looks like, I mean, that doesn't look like that's the dude from The Room, right? So like if Cruz hasn't seen him, is the AI showing potential futures? Like I'm so fascinated to see how this all plays out. But I think what we got here is just a nice build off of the teaser, and almost feels more like a tease than an official trailer. And you know what? I'm not mad at that. I want to be surprised. I want things that could catch me off guard. And hopefully what we're getting with Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, is exactly what I'm looking for with this franchise. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to flip it over to you. What are you guys thinking? Where do you come in with the Mission Impossible franchise? How long have you been watching these movies? Are you going to rewatch all of them before we get into this one? That's something that I certainly want to do, because it does feel like there is connective tissue here tracing back to all the different movies. What things action-wise are speaking to you, are jumping out at you? Are there any clues in here that could be telling us where we're headed, or what the ultimate goal is for this end game scenario that the entity could be pushing towards, or what have you? Really anything that you have coming off this trailer, good, bad, indifferent, put it down below in the comment section. Look forward to talking to you down there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out with the C-Man anytime, we're talking movies, TV, trailer, reactions, you want to be here at the end of May to find out my thoughts on The Final Reckoning. You just dig the vibe, you want to show a little love and support, come join C-Maniac Nation. It's super easy. Jump over there, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell if you want those alerts. And until next time, for the C-Man's Cinema Sit Down, I've been the C-Man. I'm signing off. Peace.
C-Maniac Nation, you look nervous. Is it the scars? Would you like to know where I got them? No? Well, then maybe you'd like to see another video with the C-Man. How about up here or over here? And if you really dig the C-Man, well, then show him a little love right over there.